So for so many people, learning AWS can be a nightmare. There are over 200 services and some people just don't know where to start. Now, the old and the traditional way is to Google stuff up. Maybe they want to learn about IAM, so they simply Google IAM. And if maybe they want to set up a VPC, they simply Google how to set up VPC, or they search forums and they learn that way. Now, this is the old and the hard way. This is very old-fashioned and it takes a lot of time. So it's kind of frustrating, and honestly, it's why so many people give up. But what if I told you that you could have a personal tutor, a senior level code partner, and an AWS-certified solutions architect available 24/7 and for free? Well, you can. So in this video, I'm showing you how to stop learning the hard way and start learning 10 times faster by using 3 types of AI tools as your personal cloud learning copilots. First up on the list is the AI Tutor. Now, this would be your favorite LLM or the large language model, which could be the GPT series, which of course powers ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini. So this would be of your choosing, your favorite chatbot. So maybe you're thinking about learning AWS IAM, or maybe complex services like GCP or the Google Cloud Platform BigQuery. Now, the old-fashioned and the hard way is to look up the official docs. Now, this could be very time consuming, and it's probably written for people who already get it. Now, the 10 times faster way is of course to ask your favorite chatbot. But here's the trick: you don't simply just type in what is IAM, but you go into specific details. Ask about AWS VPC, subnets, and anything you could think of. Now, the real magic happens in debugging. You write hundreds of lines of code, you run it, and then you get an error that you have no idea how to fix. Now, the old-fashioned and the hard way is to Google it and maybe search forums for a solution. Now, the faster way is to copy and paste the entire code and the error in your chatbot, and in seconds you will get an answer on how to fix it in plain English, and you will get the exact line of code that you need to fix. And remember, this isn't cheating, this is just a fast feedback loop, and obviously this is gonna save you a lot of time. Now, the second tool is what I like to call the Code Accelerator, and this would be the GitHub Copilot. For instance, you want to learn infrastructure as code, so you Google how to create an EC2 instance using Terraform, and you get the official Terraform documentation, which would be a mile long, and you have no idea what you're actually reading. You just wanted to create a simple EC2 instance, and you're hit with 50 different settings, from VPCs to subnets to whatever. So the fast way is to simply use GitHub Copilot, which of course you will integrate with your code editor. So you go back to your code editor, ask Copilot for what you need exactly, and then you will get exactly what you asked for. For example, you wanted to create an EC2 instance with Terraform, and that's exactly what you will get: a few lines instead of going through pages of documentation. Now, here's the crucial part, and this is a pro tip: do not just use that code. This is a learning tool. You don't just copy it. You need to understand it before pasting it. So the tool will simply save you the time of going through those pages of documentation and get straight to the point. Now, the last tool I recommend using is built right into AWS. So this is an AWS expert, and this is called Amazon Q. So as I said at the beginning of this video, AWS alone has over 200 fully functional services that some people might find overwhelming to start learning. So the easy way to do is to ask Q, not him. I'm talking about the chat bot, which is right there in the AWS console. So basically, Amazon Q is an AI assistant trained specifically by AWS on AWS documentation and best practices. For instance, you're in the VPC console and you're feeling kinda lost, so you just ask Q, for example, how do I create a public subnet, and it will guide you with a step-by-step guide that right there with you inside the console that you are already in. Now, what I consider the killer feature of Amazon Q is troubleshooting, as it does not simply summarize pages of documentation, but rather it works as if it's right there sitting next to you in front of your computer. So it sees, or it has permission to see exactly what you're doing in your AWS account. For example, if you ask it, why can't my EC2 instance access my S3 bucket, and keep in mind that you have maybe forgot to create an S3 bucket, it will tell you exactly what you did wrong, as it has permission to see every resource that you create and every setting that you set. And I personally find this really fascinating, as it does not simply just teach you how to do stuff, but exactly what to do in your exact situation. It's like you've got an imaginary friend sitting right there next to you, telling you exactly what to do. Now, I have to end with a very important thought. These tools are very powerful tools, and like any other powerful tool, it all depends on how you use them. If you just copy paste without thinking, you are not learning. You're just building a house of cards that will simply fall over the minute you get into a real world job interview or a real world production environment. So my advice to you is to always try first. You need to try to solve the problem yourself, or maybe write the code yourself for like 5 or 10 minutes. And when you get stuck, and you will eventually get stuck, that's when you ask the tool, or that's when you ask the AI to help. And once you get AI to give you the information, or maybe give you the line of code, you need to ask exactly what each piece of the code really means, and maybe what alternatives that you could use. So do not use what the tool is giving you unless you fully understand what it means. So that's it in today's video. I hope everything was clear. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about the cloud, AWS, GCP, you can check the link in the description below. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.